Hi everyone. Today is day 17 of my challenge. And I want to tell you guys a story. When I was 19 or 18, I was 18. I turned 19 while I was there. I was presented with an amazing opportunity to move to Florida. And it was 3,000 miles away from my hometown, which is where I was living. And I pretty much had to say goodbye to everything. Say goodbye to all of my friends. I had a boyfriend that I was with for over a year, and we were living together. And basically, my boss, who's my husband now, offered me this job, and I traveled all the way across the country just out of a whim. Like he offered me the job, and I didn't even think about it. I just said yes. I don't know why, but pretty much every single person around me, except maybe a couple people, were really against the idea. They were very scared for me. They were they were doing everything they could to stop me. I got a proposal from my boyfriend, who we were actually in a really bad relationship. So it was interesting. But everybody tried to stop me, and I never listened to them. And it never stopped me, and it didn't stop my excitement or my enthusiasm. I just jumped and I went, and it was frustrating them not being on my side, but it didn't faze me. And I don't remember all of that. I just remember seeing it. And then I moved, and what ended up happening was I had this massive awakening. And I was presented with a whole new outlook on life, as well as some big shifts in my consciousness. And I remember my entire world completely shattering, and I was so open to it. And then the job fell through, and we ended up moving back. And I came back, and everything was gone. Everything. All of my friends. I was a completely different person. So I was just like spreading this person. And I've talked a little bit about this in other videos, but I was just sharing this new person because it was so exciting, and nobody liked it. Eventually, I did end up finding my people, but at that point, by the time I had this idea that I had to be somebody to be liked, because it was like everything that was coming out of me wasn't accepted. And I was this brand new person. I wasn't 19 years old. I wasn't 20 years old. I was like this beautiful mature young adult, and I didn't align with anybody my age. And it was really difficult. So, I was meeting people who were twice my age and feeling like I had to be this person to get them to like me. And so if you're watching this and you're part of my crew, you've never seen me. You don't know who I am, because I've put on this persona that isn't real, that isn't the person from Florida. And so this giant part of me that was so open to change, that was so open and willing to do everything, and just was gone. And now, if you watched my yesterday's video, we're at a point in our lives where either I jump or the possibility of what could happen if I don't jump is pretty disastrous. And so we took a giant leap of faith today, and I texted my husband that I'm moving to Florida. And I was so nervous and I was so scared. And there was this giant excitement because there's this program that I've been wanting to buy for years. And today I woke up like in a panic. Like, we need to invest in ourselves. We need to just invest in ourselves and invest in my soul and invest in all of this. And like, maybe I should do yoga. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. And, I really feel like we need to get this program. And, I basically said that if it's meant to happen, something will happen. And somehow, some way, the magical universe made it happen. And as soon as I got that information, it was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, there's no turning back now. And I just sat and I breathed with it. And I was feeling all of this anxiety and all of this fear and all of this like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, like, come up. And it's, I'm remembering it. Because I was in my car driving the whole way, just like being in shell shock. And then I'm sitting in the car and, it's just like, I sent him that text saying, I'm moving to Florida. And as soon as I did, this idea popped into my mind of this opportunity of something that I've always wanted to do. And I'm just going to do it. I was watching this video and I make things so complicated in my head, and I think that we do that. We make things really complicated to try to get ourselves to not do it. Well, what if we dumbed it down, simplified it to where it was easy for us to think about accomplishing. So, it's like I have this idea that I want to teach self-love to kids and to teens. And I want to speak at schools. And I don't know where that's going to take me, but that's what I want to do. So I had this idea that, okay, it needs to be this big campaign. It needs to be this and that, and I need to do this. And, all of a sudden it's bigger than life, and I don't know where to start. And so I bring someone else on to try to help me, and that doesn't work out. That doesn't pan out. Neither of us really spent a whole lot of energy and time on it. And, I finally came up with the name of what I want to do with it. But, still it's just been this bigger thing in my mind. And then today I was watching the video and it was like, well, why can't it just be, I want to teach self-love to kids? Why does it have to be so complicated? So while I was sitting in that car having like my freak out, I just felt like it started as I was sinking into that anxiety, that fear, that like that rush, like pure adrenaline was rushing through my veins. Like, oh my God, I have to do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And it's not just that, because I have like 20 other things on my list of things that I want to do. And I don't know where they're going to take me, but I know that I'm going to start doing them. And it's kind of crazy. It's moving to Florida. So, I feel it lifting, and this pure excitement comes through. And it's this nervousness excitement, because there's still that fear there. And it starts feeling normal. It starts feeling like, well, duh. Of course you're going to do it. Of course, this is going to work out. Of course. So I don't know what the point of today's video is. This is just what I felt like talking about, because this is what's going on in my life right now. And this is how massively meditation can change your life. Because when you start to align to what you want starts to align with you. And while our outer world looks like it might be devastating right now, it doesn't actually, because today we were sinking into it. It was just like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what we want. And we have no idea what is going to happen. No idea. It's wild. But like I said before, we had an amazing gift come into our lives that made this investment in ourselves possible. So anything could happen. And we had there was just, it just popped up out of the blue. We weren't expecting it at all. So, everything is possible. Everything. When you start doing what you want to do and saying yes, and being that free-spirited 18-year-old ready to move to freaking 3,000 miles away, all the way to freaking Fort Lauderdale. Be that person. Why do we where did that person go? I don't know, but it makes me frustrated to think about that. I let other people influence me that much. How much do you let other people influence you? Really ask yourself that. How many things do you want to do that you don't do because you have something going on in your life? You have somebody holding you back. Something holding you back. It's not real. Guess what? I'm meditating for 2 hours a day. I'm doing these videos. I am creating a million things right now. And we also cook everything from scratch. I'm completely gluten-free, so I bake bread every other day. I mean, I've got a crazy busy life, but I'm meditating for 2 hours a day. Today, sometimes more, sometimes up to 3. And I'm creating, I'm producing. I'm doing it. You can do it. There's no limitations. Every single limitation that you have is inside of your head. Because I'm a busy mom. And I'm still doing it. So, do it. Just jump. Be that 18-year-old little girl. Well, 18 isn't really little, but she seems like the person that I really want to embody right now. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.